They say Bathurst is the second most difficult track to take on in GT7. In VR, it's a claustrophobic nightmare. I call it suffocation, as the tight concrete walls seem like monsters that are closing in to devour you. You're essentially threading the needle through a stone canyon while traveling at the speed of a low-flying jet. It's the only place on Earth where you can be perfectly on the racing line and still feel like you're being hunted. It's both terrifying and thrilling in an insane sort of way. Today we're applying the Luc Nodaro formula to the most intimidating piece of tarmac that I've tried yet, Bathurst. At the mountain, getting in DR isn't about qualifying on pole. It's about out-surviving the chaos. I thought my biggest weapon was going to be my patience, and I was wrong. I'm going to show you how I survived a chaotic opening lap in the Beetle, navigating a minefield of spinning cars and desperate lunges. But as the laps ticked down, the mountain started playing tricks on my technical IQ. I started taking one specific corner too safe, overthinking the risk, and that's when it happened. I stopped imagining that I was being hunted and was actually being hunted. By playing it safe, I let a serial killer reel me in from the fog. In racing, you are either winning or you are learning, and today, the mountain taught me that sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is play it too safe. We start in P4, and as we head into turn 2, I see a gap, I'm deep, he turns in, and the Shadow Realm is calling both our names. Now let's rewind that, because at 150 miles per hour, that looks like a dirty dive bomb. But look at the replay. I turn in the moment I see the gap, but P3 is already committed to the apex while I'm still on the hunt. Was it dirty? No. Was it a lack of experience? Absolutely. I should have lifted earlier to avoid contact, but I did tuck in and give him the spot, trying to race as clean as possible. I realized right then that I was breaking Luc's cardinal rule for this type of race. Do not be aggressive. The mission is to outlast, drive clean, and gain DR by simply existing while everyone else deletes themselves. So I retreated, and that retreat paid off faster than I could have imagined. Just seconds later, as we drop into the dip, the mountain claims its first victim. There's a car that's ghosted and facing the wrong way right in the middle of the track. I sidestep the wreck with room to spare, and just like that, I inherit P3 for free. No dive bomb required, no paint swap, just pure IQ survival. Let's pause real quick and take a look at this frame. Also, look at my head in the corner. I'm physically craned to the left, staring at this blue wall which is in my face. In the PSVR 2, I can see the texture of the paint. I'm a hair's breadth away while also trying to spot a blind apex. This is the definition of suffocation. 1 inch the wrong way, and the Beetle is scrap metal. 1 inch the other direction, and I completely miss the apex. Lap 2, the mountain claims another victim. As I round the bend, I find P2 in a total Austin Powers moment.
I also like to live dangerously.
Stuck completely horizontal between the walls. It's a literal parking lot in the middle of the racetrack. This is exactly why you stay passive and patient. Look at the progression. I started P4, survived a messy dive bomb, told myself to calm my tits, and now I've gained 2 podium spots without making a single aggressive move. I'm officially out surviving the field. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the VR experience and the psychological war of the mountain, hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 500, and I'd love for you to join the climb. This is looking too good. Now back to the mountain, because things are about to get weird. Did I feel the dark cloud moving in, or did I just jinx myself? My nemesis has always been the cutting. I've never mastered the corner. In prior races, I was either an inch too close to the wall, or I was too far away, missing that specific dip where the tires bite. If you miss that bite, the rear end tries to swap places with the front. To survive today, I made the choice I'd soon regret. I traded pace for safety. I'm driving it slow and taking a scared line. In my mirror, I can see my lead evaporating. Being too afraid to push the limit, I allowed a serial killer to run up on me. And the worst part, it's the same driver I almost took out in turn 2. They are clearly seeing red and hunting me down. I take the defensive line heading up the mountain.
Really, dude?
But they aren't interested in a clean fight. They swerve into the turn, slamming into my rear quarter panel like they're trying to pit maneuver me into the stratosphere. I managed to hold P3, and for a second, they vanish. I look in my mirrors, and there's nothing there. But the suffocation just reached a boiling point. I know they're out there somewhere. Man, this is like a crazy horror movie. 1 second I'm alone, the next second the killer is right behind me. Coming down the mountain with an absolutely terrifying pace, this isn't just a fast driver, it feels like a smurf, an A+ driver lurking in the lower lobby. They're hunting me down, and as I'm trying to thread the needle through the S's, they start flashing their headlights, looking for the mountain to finish what they started. They catch me right before the final turn of lap 9. It's not racing anymore, it's a street fight.
What the fuck is it?
They start door slamming the Beetle down straight. We turn, they lose their rear end, and their tail clips my front, and just like that, the mountain wins, and the wall gets its meal. I'm back on the track, but I'm not the same driver. I'm driving angry, and in sim racing, angry is just another word for slow. Look at the difference in my telemetry. I'm blowing past the apex going up the hill, and I'm braking way too late, almost painting the very same wall at the cutting I was so terrified of earlier. This is what happens when your technical IQ gets evicted by your adrenaline. I let one driver's aggression trigger a total mental collapse because I failed to follow the one Luc Nodaro rule I struggle with the most. Do not overreact. Instead of keeping my composure and protecting my race, I let the serial killer inside of my head. P4 breezes past me. I've dropped from a guaranteed podium back to P4 where I started. The mountain did not beat me. The serial killer did not beat me. I beat myself. While I didn't get the podium, I didn't walk away empty-handed. I learned that I can handle the technical challenges. I just need to work on the mental ones. Like I said, in racing, you're either winning or you're learning. I'm Rob Silo. Thanks for riding along, and I'll see you on the next track.